emergency news! So, I was going to do a review on the Eraser Eradicator Vowing Dragon, but crazy important news came out that had to be coming of the attention of the mine. So, last night at like 5 a.m. in the morning, the local Facebook page that I go to for like small kind Vanguard news posted the new Gold Paladin Alfred, and I normally would get the news first, but I was tired because it was 5 a.m. in the morning, so I just checked out the link of the page, and then behold, it was the Liberator Roundtable Alfred, which is his name, by the way. I was reading it and I was like, oh, that's actually a pretty good ability, but when I thought about it more, it's actually a really powerful and broken ability. It's amazing. It's super amazing. It's really, really good. And it fits the Gold Paladin, so it's not that bad. And as I mentioned before with Ganslot, it's a throwback to the original set 1, so it's really cool. But at the same time, he's super broken. With Ganslot, it's like, yeah, Ganslot and Alfred together is like the most broken thing ever. Holy crap. I'm Blab542, and this is for Team Table Flip. I'm gonna probably not say Team Table Flip anymore because I'm very tired of saying that. I'm just gonna say Blab542 and make it super fast because I just want to jump into the topic already, but whatever. Maybe I'll say it more, maybe I'll forget, who knows. So anyways, let's talk about Alfred real fast. I got it on my computer over here, there. So, let's talk about him. I don't really have a picture of him, so I'm not going to do the ding like last time, but I'll just mention his effect because his effect is worth talking about. So I'm just going to move my head in the middle to direct your attention to the Glassman. His effect is Limit Break 4. During your turn, this card gets power plus 2,000 for every rear guard that has the name Liberator in its name. Now, that's pretty okay because that's like Alfred, but it has to be Liberator instead. And when the trial deck came out, they had like a Liberator for pretty much like all the slots. They got 3 grade 1s that has Liberator in its name. They've got 3 grade 2s with Liberator's name, and now they have 2 Liberators that are grade 3. So, they pretty much got the slots down. And best of all, they have 4 triggers with Liberator in its name. Not that I would run stands personally, but just gotta throw that out there, because you could just run like 4 of the Liberator critical, 4 of the Liberator draw, and 4 of the Liberator heal, and then something else, like maybe like a 2 draw, 2 crit, or 4 crit if you're that crazy. The second thing to mention is the Counterblast 2, but those 2 cards have to be Liberator in its name. When I mention a Counterblast like this, I'm going to name it a Special Counterblast because that's the official term they use during the anime. So I'm going to say a Special Counterblast Liberator. So a Special Counterblast Liberator 2. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and if there's a Gold Paladin among them, you can Superior Call it to the field. So like, let's say for example, Activate. It's a continuous ability too, so you don't have to like write it again. You can just play it by Counterblasting 2 and stuff. So I activate it, look at the top 3. Oh, look, it's a Marin. Call. Oh, look, it's a Blaster Blade Liberator. Call. If I got an extra 2 Counterblast, I can activate his blood to blow up a front row rear guard. So, that in itself is pretty handy, and coincides well with his Limit Break 4. But the really big reason why I thought he was really broken is the fact that he doesn't have this card cannot be boosted. This card can be boosted. So, if you boost it with Lu, it'll become a 31,000 if you got 5 Liberators. Like, let's say for example, I got Gallatin, the weird white fluffy dog thing, Lu, 2 Marins, and Alfred himself. Oh, and something, yeah. So you got 5 rear guards with Liberator in its name, and Alfred becomes a 21 by himself. Boosting with Lu is a 31,000, which is a pretty big number. And as I mentioned, Ganslot, if you Ganslot into the Alfred, it becomes a 41,000. True, they might have a perfect guard, but you ain't guarding that unless, of course, you've got the perfect guard. So, that's pretty damn powerful. I thought that was pretty damn powerful. I've been going around, like, the websites and seeing what people's reaction was to this card. I've seen a lot of negative things about it, how they're saying how, oh, it's bringing back to Yu-Gi-Oh! How it's super strong and nothing can do anything against it. It's too strong. I beg to differ, because the playstyle of Liberators, all the Liberators effects are pretty much generic, except for Blaster Blade. The Counterblast 1 plus 1,000, Gallatin, Marin, they're pretty much generic. So basically mean that your rear guards are not going to be as powerful as your Vanguard. Like, your rear guards are never going to hit 20 or 21 unless you're running that one grade 3 that counterbusts 1 for plus 3000. But why would you when you run Ganslot and Alfred? I would run 4 Ganslot and 4 Alfred because both of them are really damn powerful. So, pretty much make a whole deck with just Liberators and a couple of extra triggers and Gareth. So you're not really going to have a problem with having the plus 10,000 for Alfred's Limit Break. However, you're not going to have strong rear guards because of it. So it's pretty much like Amon. Like, because Amon himself is like really strong, but his rear guards are kind of faulty in that sense. So it's kind of that particular situation where you can just simply say no guard to the Alfred and then guard the rear guard circles, especially if you get a damage trigger. So it's still a really good effect though, because it's pretty much a better Garmor. It's really strong, it punches for a lot, and best of all, it's an 11,000 Vanguard, so you got that extra defense, and it just hits remarkable numbers, and it's a pretty simple, straightforward deck. I like it because it's pretty much similar to the original Royal Paladins, where it was just simply Barkle into Alfred, or Barkle into Soul Saver. But this is just the Grade 0, Grade 1, Grade 2 Alfred. It's a very simple, straightforward deck that I'm sure beginners will love to use. So I'm looking forward to it. It's not really broken, but it's still a really good card, and I don't think it's gonna take that much storm into the game unless they release more very powerful Liberators. So yeah. But overall, in the bottom line, Alfred is an amazing card. He's an 11,000 that gets insane amount of attack bonus. Plus, he can mass produce his minions from the deck. And because it's a top 3, it's not as big of a gamble like Azel is, where Azel is just, you have to look at the top card. If it's a trigger, well, too bad. Whereas Alfred, it can be anything. And because it's Gold Paladin, it's like, oh, I got a Gareth? Awesome. Or I got a Blaster Blade Liberator? Awesome. Or Ganslot? Awesome. It's 11,000 beater. Attack. Overall, it's a really good card. It has a lot of versatility. You can't really run it in other Gold Paladin decks because it has to have Liberator in its name and that kind of thing. But that's also another reason why I like it, is because you can't really run it in other Gold Paladin decks. You can only run it in Liberators unless you think of some random hybrid that I'm not aware of. So leave a comment below. Tell me what you think about Liberator of the Round Table Alfred. That is his name. I think that's a really cool name. And next video, I will totally do Eradicator, Razor, Vowing Sword Dragon, because he looks so cool! So, yeah, Alfred. He's cool. Oh, and he works with that stupid thing, the Lion Mane Stallion thing. Yeah, that actually works, but I wouldn't run it just because it's a Royal Paladin, it's a 4K booster. But overall, Alfred's pretty cool. Yeah, see you guys in the next one. Yeah!